Forest and National Park Services were hit with major staffing cuts over the weekend.
It comes as a total shock.
So the loss of jobs is part of the president's efforts to cut costs.
Am I being terminated? And she said yes.
Endangerment to Colorado.
Public lands.
Order to fire any federal
Leaves them
employee
left
on
scrambling.
probation.
What's next?
400 people are protesting.
400 workers will
Forest
soon be
Service
without.
laid off 1,400 workers.
America's national parks. Cherished treasures of natural beauty and history have long stood as symbols of freedom, exploration, and conservation. From the redwoods of California to the geysers of Yellowstone, these parks have welcomed millions each year, offering inspiration. But today, a quiet threat is growing in the heart of these landscapes. Recent job cuts across the National Park Service have sparked growing concerns about the future of these parks and the quality of their visits. As more rangers and staff members are let go, the question arises, how will these cuts affect the preservation and protection of our natural heritage? The National Park Service has always been the backbone of environmental care and sustainment, but these job cuts, while often seen as a way to reduce government spending, have had significant consequences. With fewer staff members to monitor wildlife, maintain trails, and enforce regulations, the park faces growing vulnerability. The impact on the environment is real. Conservation of the parks and visitor safety become more and more difficult to manage. Park rangers have always been more than just employees. They are the guardians of these landscapes, connecting visitors to the very essence of the parks. They are educators, medics, wildlife experts, and first responders, all working together to support these parks.
A couple of years ago, there was I think it was 45-day long, roughly, government shutdown. And a lot of these things happened. So we saw it in real time. And there was a major influx of people coming to the parks. They were just getting trashed, just absolutely destroyed because there wasn't people there, except for law enforcement. Law enforcement, we can't simply do everything. That's just, it's physically impossible. We cannot work 24/7, 365. That's just kind of silly.
Worst case scenario, right? If it gets so bad that there's nobody to manage it, the government most of the time ends up closing it. Just like they did in the government shutdown in 2013. They closed everything.
Conservation, the heart of the National Park Service's mission, is also feeling the strain. With fewer resources, crucial wildlife monitoring programs and habitat preservation efforts are at risk. The health of the park's ecosystems is closely tied to how well these areas are managed and maintained. The future of our national parks is uncertain. As job cuts continue to impact the National Park Service, we must ask ourselves, what do we value more? Our short-term savings or the long-term protection of these natural wonders? As the sun sets on another day in our nation's treasured parks, we are reminded of the delicate balance between progress and preservation. The future of these parks and the experiences they offer depends on the choices we make today. It is up to us to stand together, advocate for their protection, and ensure the guardians of these landscapes continue their vital work for the sake of the parks and the generations to come.